Yes, I'm with Madalina, and we met Madalina a few months ago at the children's party at the town hall.
Hello, Mike.
And we had a chat then, but there were things about Madalina I didn't quite understand. I didn't understand, in fact, that you're British.
Well, I wasn't at that time, but I was preparing to become one because I did apply for my citizenship, and I got it in the meantime. So yes, I am a Jersey British citizen.
And what was that process like? That all took place here. Just for a lot of people won't understand. How do you do that? What do you do to become British?
It's not an easy process. It's not very difficult either, but you need to put your mind into it and work on it a little bit. I mean, you need to know what you're gonna do once you arrived here and once you decided to do this. You need to have your 5 years residency here at least, sometimes 6, depending on the situation. You need to have 2 referees that would know you for at least 2 years before, and well, there are some conditions about this. Of course, you'll need to research it for yourself. You have 2 exams, one about life in UK, which will be funny enough, about half of it is about history, and the other half they will tell you about sports that they play in England or in UK, or about music bands.
Well, it's
like
extraordinary because if you ask me any questions about Romanian history, which is obviously where you come from originally, I wouldn't have a clue. I wouldn't know anything about Romanian history.
That's maybe because of the system in Romania, school system. They will teach you history about every single country in the world. While in UK or Jersey, I doubt they will ever touch the subject of.
But they ask, when you go for this local exam to get the passport and nationality, do they ask you any local Jersey questions?
Yes, there is an extra. There is a Jersey supplement. This is how it's called. So beside that book, that it's just a normal book. It's a general book about UK, and you can find it in UK the same. It's absolutely the same book. But beside that, when you're applying in Jersey through this system here, yes, they will give you this supplement. It's about 20-something pages. Right. Just the same, a little bit of history, a little bit of. And
how much does it cost? Is there a fee?
To get your citizenship?
Yeah.
Yes, there is a fee. It's £825
Really?
for the British citizenship itself, and then if you want to get a passport, you'll pay another 70-something pounds.
Of course, another thing which Jersey people, lots of people won't realise, is that you've got a Jersey passport now with the famous endorsement on it, which says, because you're a Jersey person, you don't have the right to work in the European Union, not automatically. And it'll be interesting to see what happens in your case, because you're Romanian, which is part of the European Union.
I'm lucky. I mean, I am lucky. I know I'm lucky usually, but in this case as well, because with the British passport, I can probably, hopefully, work here if I'm coming back. Although this is another subject that you might want to talk about, but I'll definitely be able to work in UK because I am a British citizen, and that was one of the reasons I wanted to apply for British citizenship. Because if I ever want to leave this place, or England, or any other place that is really connected to UK, and then later on I would like to come back, there are a few things that they are discussing at the moment. You never know how the situation will be for Romanians, because it wasn't always, we didn't always have the freedom to work in UK. Right. They only lifted that restriction on the 1st of January 2004, which was 1 year and something ago. Right. But they are still discussing that. So at one point, they might decide to put it back again and say,
who knows? I mean,
Romanians are not allowed here.
That's right. They're talking about Britain's relationship with the European Union. There's an election coming up in the UK. Who knows what might happen?
I'm just hoping for my future as being a British citizen, to never be forbidden to work.
Do you know of any other Romanians who become British citizens?
I can't
not in Jersey.
Remember a name now, but I know there were friends of mine, but in the past. So no, not recently, no.
Because I find it, there's sort of a sadness about it, really, because I know you're thinking now of taking a break from Jersey, thinking about having a look at the world, because there is a wide world out there, and it is a very small place.
Yes.
And you're thinking about having a break and see what goes on, because tell me, you've been in the same job all the time you've been in Jersey.
Yes, since the beginning. Well, not exactly the same position, but in the same company all the time, yes.
And I think from the chat we had, I gather that you'd like to get advancement, you'd like to get more senior jobs, but they haven't been available to you.
No, not really. I mean, I was working for 7 years without 2 months in the same company. And yes, at the beginning I felt actually lucky and welcomed because they pushed me. They pushed me to do management courses and they paid for it. They pushed me to move from the restaurant position where I was a supervisor to the reservations office, which obviously it's better for me. I would think I had to learn new things and all that. It's better experience. So yes, at the beginning I was so enthusiastic about it, but after another 6 years working in reservations in the exactly same position, I did apply for other jobs. I did apply for even States of Jersey jobs. I wasn't able to get them for some reasons. I can't see a reason. I mean, maybe in reservations I see the reason that knowing my job, doing it quite well, I would think, they didn't really want to move a person that they could rely on to another department.
But because you have got a university background, you have done different things, so you're quite well.
University,
you're well
yes,
educated.
Yes, well, I don't know if I can say that, but yes, I've studied, and yes, I'm looking for something better for myself. And at one point, I felt that I won't be able to accomplish that here. The place is too small, and someone once told me, and I didn't believe them then, that in Jersey it's not what you can do, it's who you know. Right. So
the other aspect, of course, the big aspect, of course, time creeps on, the old clock's ticking on, and you're still not qualified to rent accommodation, doing accommodation.
No, I only have 7 years here almost. Right. So I have the 5 years qualifications, but not the 10 years ones. And the sad thing is that now that I decided to leave Jersey, at least for a while, if I will ever come back, I will lose everything that I got already. So my 5 years residency will be just lost. Right. So I just have to start all over again, which I feel a little bit strange,
I'm not sure if that's absolutely correct, because as I understand it, for somebody like yourself, if you want to go and see the world, you're allowed to go and see the world for up to 12 months or something. I think that's the rule. And I wonder if that applies to housing as well. I don't quite see, if you're allowed to come back and start again for work, I don't see why you shouldn't be allowed to carry on for another 3 years to get your housing.
To be honest, I didn't research this. I don't know. What I find strange is that I'm actually a Jersey citizen now. I have a passport which says Jersey on it.
Right.
So it
costs you £800. I'm amazed that it costs you £800.
Yeah, together with the passport, it's 900 altogether. Yeah, it's strange to come back to the place that you should belong to, because you are a citizen of that place, and then find out that you are not allowed to do certain things.